Can you tell us some of the major challenges the company has faced till now?
Yes. Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. The if I go back to, as I shared earlier on, about where our company started, in more the reporting space, and even when we got into full-fledged, traditional business intelligence versus more maybe modern reporting and analytics. But with the traditional business intelligence and enterprise reporting, they were still, even to try and simplify as best you can and trying to transform data and making it ready for that, the technologies are just very IT centric. And so I think it's always a very difficult challenge when you have IT centric applications and you're trying to drive business value and business gains and business insights from that. Because the business users know what they want to do, but if they can't do half the things they need to do on their own, that's a challenge. And I think we saw that, for a decade or so before we kind of really switched into more of the Microsoft realm, where just having and supporting technologies that were very IT driven and IT centric, we weren't able to see the mass adoption. We weren't able to kind of really prove the value to the business user first, truly self-serve. And I think that's where, when we switch into Microsoft Power BI as an example, and being able to, within seconds, start making get meaningful insights out of the data and visualize it and slice and dice and drill down. And as a consumer, you can do that. I can do that on my mobile device. I can, get the alerts. I can, or if I'm an author and I want to change something, literally, these changes are just seconds away. And so I think that's really kind of a challenge early on. We struggle with an IT type approach, and now seeing more business. Now, that doesn't take away from the need to still make sure you're providing good data and creating a good data model, because that's still a challenge. Everything, if you lose confidence and trust in the data, and that's where there's no kind of easy button, and that still requires some level of understanding and technology and data and relationships to be able to make the data meaningful. But I'd say, yeah, that's something that has been a big shift for us, is really from IT driven to business driven analytics. The other thing I would say is, when it comes to, we're talking about, the data visualization and, speaking of Power BI, but we still have a lot of customers that still use, let's say an example, finance. I might be a controller. I live and breathe in Excel, and I do a lot of, extracts of exports to Excel to build pivot tables. But the goal is really to get governance, and and governance can exist with, doesn't just have to be using the analytics tools, being able to provide the right governance, maybe connecting Excel directly to a governed data model might solve some of that. And that's what we've seen to be successful, and some challenges there about just some governance related issues that can be resolved with a proper defined data model.